What's going on, y'all? Tech me out here. I am currently in Cupertino. Apple just had their keynote for WWDC 2022, and it was an amazing experience. I really enjoyed it. I got a little bit of hands-on time with the new MacBook Airs that were announced today. They also had some other announcements around Apple Watch OS 9, a new iPad OS, and we also have iOS 16 down the pipeline. And you know, I'm gonna get it on my phone. I'm gonna do a hands-on with that. So stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now might be a good time to do so. Because in this video, what I really wanna focus on are the new MacBook Airs. And we're gonna dive into the new features of it, how it stacks up against the previous generation, who's it for, and if I feel like it's worth picking up. But in short, we saw improvements in a few key areas, such as the display, chipset, memory, camera, and speakers. But let's get into the details. Now, first thing we gotta talk about is this design, because we got a couple of new things here, y'all. Firstly, we gotta talk about our new color options. So now in the lineup, they have introduced Starlight, which is the same color selection that we saw on the most recent Apple Watch. Looks good on MacBook. It actually kind of reminds me a lot of the gold option, but like a lighter shade. But my personal favorite is the Midnight. It is like a nice mix between black and blue. Like at certain angles, it looks more of a smoky black, and then other angles, it looks more of like a deep navy. But all in all, that one definitely won me over. That's my fave, but I'm curious. What is your favorite color option? And if it's none of these, what color would you want to see on a MacBook? But outside of the new color options, we also have a bigger display up here, as this one comes in at 13.6 inches versus the previous gen, which was 13.3 inches. But they didn't just stop at upgrading the size of the display, they also upgraded the quality of it. So now we have a liquid retina display, which is the same thing I believe we have on the MacBook Pros. So it's more in line in terms of picture quality with that. But I think one of the most important changes has to be the new M2 chip that's inside. It's much faster, a lot of improvements. So if you thought the M1 chip was fast, this one is faster. On top of that, you can also get the new MacBook Airs with more unified memory than the previous gen, as it can go up to 24 gigabytes versus the previous 16 gigabytes. And you can also max it out at 2 terabytes for your storage as before. The camera, y'all. We gotta talk about it real quick, because before we had a 720p camera on the MacBook Air, and now we have a 1080p camera, but it gets better. You can now attach your phone using an additional accessory to your computer and use your phone as your camera. It's the innovation here for me, y'all. Like that right there, and it automatically connects, so you don't have to go in and like tell it to connect. As soon as it connects to that accessory, it seems like it connects to your computer. And some of the features that you have with the built-in camera on your computer, like portrait mode and center stage, will then transfer over to the camera on your phone. And actually, as I'm talking about it, I don't think this is per se a MacBook Air feature, but more so a feature of the new operating system that'll be coming out this fall, which is macOS Ventura. What you'll be able to do with your phone is, to me, like a game changer. It's just gonna make life so much easier to have a better picture quality without having to buy an additional camera or carry or keep a camera near for better quality, because your iPhone, if you frame it right and have the proper lighting, you will be amazed at what you can do with it. But the thing really though that blew my mind with this is the fact that it's able to do some things internally so that while it's still in the same position on your computer, it actually can give you like a top-down shot of your desk. How, Sway?
How, Sway?
Like, I really don't know the science behind this, but it amazed me. And it's something that I'm personally excited about getting some hands-on time with. However, the speakers are not the same, as they have improved. You now have a 4-speaker sound system with spatial audio. Now, one of the real big things that the MacBook Air is known for is its form factor. And with this one, it now is actually like 0.1 pound lighter. So the previous generation was 2.8 pounds, whereas this one is 2.7. Now, something that I noticed when I had my hands-on time is the charging cable. It's actually color matched to the computer. So you know my fave is the Midnight. So you got the Midnight cable with the Midnight MacBook Air. Do you see where I'm going? It's absolutely beautiful. It's a braided cable. And being that it has MagSafe, we're taking it back to how we, used to do things, where it just magnetically snaps into the side, which I like. We gotta take a moment, y'all, to appreciate the new charging adapter inside here. With the charging adapter, you have 2 USB-C ports. So not only can you charge your MacBook, but you can also charge an additional accessory. I really like the form factor of this adapter, not just for the 2 ports, but also because the prongs collapse, which helps with that portability factor that the MacBook Air already offers. So it's bridging off of what we have known to love about the MacBook Air and applying that same thing to the adapter. It's portable, it's powerful, and it's travel friendly. Now, when it comes to the ports on the side, you'll have 2 Thunderbolt ports, 4 USB ports, and a headphone jack. So if you were like me, and you were thinking about letting your 14-inch MacBook Pro go for this, keep in mind you're gonna sacrifice that micro SD card slot. And for me, I can't do that right now. So, you know, if I get this, it'll probably be in addition to my current setup, but these Airs are looking so good. Now, if you're eyeing these, you can go online and configure them, get an idea of, you know, how much you're gonna spend as they start off, I wanna say at $11.99, but they're not gonna be available until next month. We don't have an exact date, so, you know, just stay tuned for that. But all in all, I feel like this is a really good option for those that need a new computer that's powerful, but maybe not as costly as a MacBook Pro. I think this is gonna be great for creatives. That's especially those that want we got the birds trying to get on camera right now. Especially those that want a, you know, light portable setup to take with them. Like, I could see me taking this type of setup to events when I want to edit on the fly. I really kind of wonder how it does stack up against my M1 14-inch MacBook Pro. So you might have to get some testing going on or do some research to figure out the actual details to see, you know, how different these two are in terms of performance. But I definitely love a lightweight, powerful computer. So if you can't tell, I do feel like this is worth picking up. It's just a matter if it's worth you picking up in terms of your workflow and what you need and are seeking in a computer. But yeah, I think that's about everything that I want to say about this one. If I have any additional thoughts, you can always check me out on Instagram at techmeout, TECHME0UT, as I did do some on the site coverage there. But that's gonna do it for this one. Until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out. I think that's everything. Cool.